6:16, and we are just hours away from the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Millions of people will be tuning in for the ceremony later today. And joining us live now is Bill Rosenberg, a political science professor at Drexel University, who's going to talk with us about more of what we can expect to see today. Bill, great to have you with us. Good morning.
Nice to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So a lot of things today, of course, because of the heightened security, will be different than a typical inauguration. But what are some of the elements of tradition that we should expect to see later today?
Well, I think that we saw somewhat of a break of tradition last night when we saw Joe Biden and Kamala Harris go to the Lincoln Memorial to pay respects to the 100,000 people who died of the coronavirus. This was a total turn of the page and something we really haven't had to see in the past. But as we approach today, we have to also understand that the focal point will be the 40 or so words that the president will use as his oath of office, which is what is required in the Constitution, and establishes him as the new president of the United States. It's basically a celebratory time. But we also have to recognize that we're facing a very tragic time as well, with the U.S. Capitol basically being like the green zone in Iraq with 25,000 troops and very large numbers of people that are resisting the coming of Joe Biden. So it's a bittersweet day, I would say, for America, but one which hopefully, as we approach different activities, including the president's video montage for the inauguration, we should all be uplifted.
Yeah, it certainly is perhaps one of the most polarizing times for this country that Joe Biden is inheriting. Also some historic firsts today. We're going to see the first female vice president of the United States, also the first black and Indian American, Kamala Harris. Tell us about this history-making moment and its significance.
So what's really remarkable is that there are a number of firsts. We have Joe Biden, who is becoming the president, a quest that he's tried to accomplish a number of times in the past, but this time he also was accomplishing it with, as you mentioned, the first African-American East Asian woman who is going to serve as his vice president. They are going to be truly a team to work together. If you've noticed, whenever Biden has had any of his press conferences or engagements, she is right by his side. We also have to recognize that Kamala Harris is going to be sworn in today by Sotomayor, the female Associate Justice on the Supreme Court, which is also a major moment and a departure from past history. That's another first. We're also going to see the Capitol come alive again, which is a new first or a new rebirth. Based upon the tragic incidents that happened just 2 weeks ago with the storming of the Capitol. So I think in many ways Biden is trying to set a tone of unity for the United States. He's going to commemorate this with a number of executive orders he's going to sign today,
right,
including the removal of the travel ban for Muslims, joining the WHO again, joining climate change, and reinstituting the Iran treaty.
All right, Bill Rosenberg, certainly, we'll all be very watching closely to see what President-elect Joe Biden has to say as he takes the helm at what's been a very divided nation over these last several months, going through this pandemic as well. Bill, we appreciate your expertise and your insight this morning. Thanks so much.
I just want to also say it's
Sure.
a historic day and a celebratory day. And